The correct test result. Hello! In this video, I want us to establish your MBTI pattern once and for all. There are two ways in which you can take the MBTI test. The first one is to receive a sample of questions and to answer with the choice that seems most appropriate to you. According to the results, you will be assigned a personality type. Sometimes though, the sample doesn't match your daily life, and your result is thus wrong. For example, you answer a question such as, do you like to go out often? With yes, because in your life, right now, you have a lot of friends and you like to go out often. Or, perhaps you have the opposite personality type, but your answer is also yes. I like to go out often, but only with my best friends, not other people. So your answer is yes in both cases, even though the question refers to the differentiation between introverts and extroverts. How can we prevent such mistakes? Here, I will give you two categories of attributes, a category that corresponds to a personality type and a category that corresponds to the opposite type. You have to choose column A, the first preference, or column B, the second preference, and make a decision right now. So we are taking it the other way around. Instead of taking a test and answering 60, 80 and even 150 questions, you will have the first preference, which has specific attributes, and the second preference with its specific attributes. Great, let's start. The first question is, how do you channel your energy? Each person has two directions. One is oriented towards the exterior, towards activities, people and things, and the other is oriented towards the interior, towards thoughts, interests, ideals, and imagination. Even though these two directions are different, they are complementary. They represent the two sides of the same person. It's just that some people prefer to be oriented towards the exterior, while other people to be oriented towards the interior. This is the difference between introverts and extroverts. Now let's see what their characteristics are, and you will have to choose the dominant version, that is, the category where you think you belong. If you're an extrovert, you will choose the group on the left, whereas if you're an introvert, you will choose the group on the right. If you're an extrovert, you act before you think. You're impulsive, you need activity, you need to interact with others, you're motivated by the world and by things. You like variety, people and relationships. If you're an introvert, you think a lot before you act. You often need time with yourself to recharge. You're internally motivated and you don't immediately expose your personality. You prefer one-on-one conversation. You can see the difference in the following image. Now you have to choose what you are, an extrovert or an introvert. Great! The second question is how you perceive or understand things. Using your senses, meaning that part of our brains that perceives sounds, images, smells or other sensory information, or using your intuition, meaning that part of our brains that interprets and sees a pattern in what happens. The part that speculates possibilities, that foresees the future, that imagines. Which one are you? Do you use your senses? Do you live and think in the present reality? Or you are deeply rooted in present reality? Do you use your senses of reality to offer practical solutions? Are your memories filled with actions and details? Do you appreciate precise information and dislike having to guess? Or do you use your intuition? Do you live in the future and think of opportunities? Do you use your imagination and dream of new ideas? Are your memories filled with models, contexts, and connections? Do you improvise directly from theory? Are you comfortable with ambiguous information? Do you like to guess? Which one are you? Here is a representative image. Are you sensorial or intuitive? Choose what best applies to you. Question number 3. How you think and make choices. Do you think and choose based on logic, meaning that part of our brains that analyzes information and is detached and objective? Is your thought process based on information, data, facts, inferences, and systematic conclusions? Do you have a logical mind? Or do you make choices based on feeling, on that part of our brains that is attached to people, situations, values? Do you think in accordance with what you like or don't like, or on how that thought emotionally impacts others? Do you have a logical mind, or are you subjective? We all think in both ways, but some of us have a preference for analyzing the situation in a detached manner, and others have a preference for relying on their emotions, on their relationships with others, and for analyzing situations in an attached manner. So if you count on thought, you search for information, you make sound decisions, you observe the tasks and the work that needs to be done, you can objectively and critically analyze situations, and you accept that conflicts are a natural part of human relationship. Or do you count on emotions? Do you think of people's needs and their reactions? Do you promote consensus? Are you bothered by conflicts? Do you need harmony? What is your choice? Look at the following image. Question number 4. How we react towards the outside world. All people use their judgment, their thoughts and feelings, and their perception, their senses and intuition, in order to save information, organize their thoughts, and make decisions and take action. However, only one of these processes, to judge or to perceive, tends to have an important role in how we relate to the outside world. When we judge, we are oriented towards the outside world with a plan, and we try to organize everything in such a way that we can fulfill that plan. We are prepared, we make decisions, we reach a conclusion, and we like to finish what we started. When we perceive, we act when we are confronted with the situation. We like to be adaptable, flexible, and have new opportunities. So who are you? Do you count on your judgment? Do you plan in detail before acting? Do you focus on one task at a time? Do you like to finish what you started? Do you work better when your deadline is not near? Do you make plans, set goals, and like routine? Or do you count on perception? Do you act without a plan? Do you like to multitask, to play and work at the same time? Do you work better under pressure when your deadline is near? Do you prefer a free, varied, and flexible schedule? Which one are you? The one who judges or the one who perceives? Look at the image that characterizes the two types. Now you've chosen between extrovert and introvert, E and I. You've chosen between sensing and intuition, between S and N. Yes, N is short for intuition because we already have I for introvert. You've also chosen between thinking and feeling, between T and F, and between judging and perceiving, between G and P. Now you have your MBTI pattern. If you go to this webpage, you'll see a description of your personality. You've been put in a little box. In the following videos, you will learn how to put other people in little boxes so that even though you only know a few things about them, you will figure out more about how they normally are and how they act in different circumstances. And towards the end of this course, you will learn how you can get out of your little box. Thank you for listening.